Our work must begin by making some basic decisions about our budget, decisions that will have a huge impact on the strength of our recovery. Over the last few years, both parties have worked together to reduce the deficit by more than $2.5 trillion, mostly through spending cuts, but also by raising tax rates on the wealthiest 1% of Americans. As a result, we are more than halfway towards the goal of $4 trillion in deficit reduction that economists say we need to stabilize our finances. Now we need to finish the job. And the question is, how? In 2011, Congress passed a law saying that if both parties couldn't agree on a plan to reach our deficit goal, about $1 trillion worth of budget cuts would automatically go into effect this year. These sudden, harsh, arbitrary cuts would jeopardize our military readiness. They devastate priorities like education and energy and medical research. They would certainly slow our recovery and cost us hundreds of thousands of jobs. And that's why Democrats, Republicans, business leaders, and economists have already said that these cuts, known here in Washington as the sequester, are a really bad idea.
Jay Carney, only hours earlier, he knew what Obama was going to say, by the way, tries to squirm around the fact that sequester was an idea that originated out of the White House. Listen to this.
They're trying to say it was the president's idea.
Fair to say, but it was the president's idea.
Well, look, the
you
Republicans and Democrats,
that point,
right? What I will concede is that we were looking, and the Republicans were looking for a trigger around which to build the mechanism to get us out of default possibility,
right.
And that sequester was one of the ideas put forward, yes, by the president's team.
Paul Ryan, like everyone in both the House and Senate, well knows the whole sequester concept came directly from the White House. And like Carney says as much in this interview.
Republican Congressman Paul Ryan chairs the House Budget Committee and was in the audience for last night's address. Congressman, good morning.
Morning, Charlie. How you doing?
Good. And how are you?
Doing fine.
The president just listed what would happen if, in fact, sequester takes place. There are automatic cuts. Do I hear you saying that you believe that's what's going to happen?
Well, I was simply predicting. The reason is because the president hasn't put a budget on the table. The Senate hasn't passed a budget in 4 years. We've been passing budgets. We passed 2 bills to prevent the sequester by cutting government spending in other places that we think were smart cuts. So don't forget, Charlie, that it's the president who first proposed the sequester. It's the president who designed the sequester as it is now designed. And it's the House who twice has passed legislation replacing the sequester. So because the Senate has not acted, because the president has not put a proposal yet on the table, that is why I think the sequester will probably occur.
So if the president does not act, you're prepared to let it happen. Does he? If he doesn't present a budget,
I think it will happen. You see, you have to understand, Charlie, we have acted in the House. The Senate has not. The president has not. And therefore, that is why I think it's going to happen. The other point is, you got to remember, you have to budget to prevent these kinds of things from happening, these cliffs, these brinksmanship games. The Senate hasn't passed a budget in 4 years. The president has missed the budget deadline 4 of the last 5 times. His budget was due last week, and it looks like he may not even produce a budget for a month, missing the deadline by as much as a month. We're going to pass a budget on time. We have already done that. And that is how you fix these problems and prevent this kinds of brinksmanship. So we would love to see the other side of the aisle, the president and the Democrats in the Senate, actually put proposals on the table, which is, to me, how you get things done. We put our proposal on the table, they put theirs, then you start negotiating. That hasn't happened yet, and that's why we're frustrated about this situation.
In short, the president tried to paint the concept of sequestration as horrific, when in point of fact, it originated from the White House itself. Amazing, huh? Not if you know how this guy operates, it isn't. Obama's speech was full of, how shall I put this, effluence. And this is just one shovelful.